Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we've got a map which caught my eye when it first came out, which was in September 2018. Yep, a long time ago. I figured I want to review this one and it's gone on my back burner for way too long. Today's the day and it is much better than it first appears, because it doesn't appear much from up here, does it? It is also, much to my surprise,
it's my first map.
I know, right? So I think you're going to be blown away. I certainly was. And if you're going to be blown away, you might as well get this out of the way now, because you're going to forget later. That's right, forgetting later really does support my channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. So thank you for your support. Today's map is Spirit of Scandinavia by Mr. C. Mr. C, you have done a great job with this one. There's not much I would change, and considering it's my first map, there was expected to be a few things I would want to change. The start square looks freaking amazing. Okay, I'm going to say that right now. It looks freaking amazing. The terrain heights work really well indeed in terms of gameplay, so well done for that as well. And the resources, although we got a little bit of field painting, everything else works absolutely brilliantly. I'm very happy with that too. Off to the workshop now. There is a little bit of a list of things you're going to want, okay, or need for the map to work. There is a one-click collection hidden halfway down the description there, so we will click on that in just a moment. We are using today the custom-made Spirit of Scandinavia theme, along with a photorealistic by Reaper Lut, and there's a whole bunch of rocks and stuff. Now I'm going to let you know that for some reason my shady bushes did not appear according to my loading screen mod. I don't know why. I believe this is nothing to do with the actual creator at all, but maybe it is. I don't know. But anyway, the shady bushes did not appear, so there's a little bit of foliage missing, which might answer a question which will pop up later on in today's show. Okay, so first appearance is the theme. Looks pretty damn good. Like this grass texture. I've seen this in a few other themes as well. The grass texture. Okay, unrealistically huge grass compared to the size of the traffic. But what can you do? Unless you go for a completely plain theme, which grass theme, something like one of the Stray Cat themes, which, I mean, Rafa does a great job with the Stray Cat themes. But yeah, if you want to have a grassy looking texture, you've either got to have something that is just stupidly big or not at all. And I don't mind it, to be honest with you. As long as you're not too close in on it, you're okay. It looks great from a middle distance, not obviously a high zoomed distance. Okay, we're going to start off with a first intersection. All the intersections today are lovely, lovely jubbly, probably plopped, but even so, they are really well worked into the terrain. I've got no problems with any of these. They look really slick. Now, this does go down to an alternative start location. Let me come down here. Oh, there is, in terms of detailing errors, a tiny hint of blue mantle under there. Okay, chances if you want to get down to that angle to take a screenshot of anything are remote. I wouldn't worry too much about it, but just in case you think, well, I've let him off. Well, I've not let him off. I have noticed it. Whether I do anything at the end of today's show about that is a different matter altogether. Now we've got a magnificent man, a naked man. Ooh, a naked man. Very much modelled on me in my 20s, I've got to say. That's the man, not the horse. Yes, a very lovely statue there, which is obviously one of the many things you need to subscribe to for today's map. Okay, let's go back down to this intersection. Look at the mountains in the distance. Look at the Spirit of Scandinavia mountains in the distance. We will get to them. I promise you they are worth a closer look as well. They're very well done indeed. Okay, now hair off down. Following the highways. The highways, I would say this is the perfect distance between the two highways. There's no glitching going on at all. It's thinking about it. It is definitely at certain angles thinking about doing a little bit of glitching in the median, but it's not, and it's perfectly fine. Perfectly lovely. Right, coming down to the river. Now, we have a perfect bridge over said river. I have no grumbles with this at all. I'm liking the little bit of rough work underneath there as well. It's just very tidily done indeed. Little island in the middle there as well. And we'll then come back down to ground on the opposite side where we have another river. Now, the one thing I forgot to film was this little stringy river down the side here. I need to talk about that a bit later on if I can find time. Okay, Start Square intersection. We're not using the 2-lane highway ramp there, so hence we've got the crosswalk, zebra crossing at each end. So yes, basically switching that over to a highway ramp would probably be a little bit better, but again, it's not the worst thing in the world, and for a first map, I can let that go quite happily. Little suspension bridge over there looks very nice as well. Road over rail nice as well. And then we're down at the Start Square intersection, which again, there's your Start Square, looks really smart indeed. And then if we spin around and come back down, we have got a very nice asset today, a very nice one. Yes, today we have the Cornstalk by MrMaison. MrMaison, king of all things plants. We'll go down at ground level at the moment and have a look at those. We'll run through the corn. How about that? So, anyway, factoids, because factoids. We do like a factoid on this show. On today's date, January the 8th in 1935, Elvis the Pelvis Presley came into the world. His impact on modern music is immeasurable, and though his records are still selling, and don't forget this was published back in the 1980s, so we're going on another, 40 years? Oh, I feel old now. His records are still selling. It is estimated that at the time of publishing here, he had received over 80 gold discs, 1 million sales worldwide. 80, what are you going to do with 80 gold discs? I mean, surely you're going to run out of room eventually. But anyway, yes, these cornstalks. And I haven't even got the graphic resolution set to the highest settings. These are great even on low graphical settings. Amazing. Anyway, Cornstalk by MrMaison, today's asset of the day. Now, I say asset because each one of those is an individual plant, individual tree, and so you're going to have to lay a lot of them to get that looking like that. It's not a field, you know. Now, do you want to see a nice bust? I do like a nice bust. And that is a magnificent bust there. That one's not measured up. That's not modelled on me at all, that one. Unlike the first gentleman who very much was. Anyway, yes, the bust is behind us now. And then back to the highways. Now, what can I tell you about the highways? The layout's actually quite interesting, quite good. It does open up the whole map and makes things just a little bit fun. And then there are nice little areas like here, where out of nowhere we have a little roundabout thrown in. I like these roundabouts are nice, these mound roundabouts like that. That is just very tidy indeed. And then we've got a little break off there which enables you to build off into that island as well. That is very cool, very nice touch. Nice detailing again down here. Now there's a lot of detailing, I'm going to be honest with you, I did suffer a little bit with FPS drop off. It was a little bit laggy in places, and I was a bit worried this might show up in today's show. If it has, I apologise for that, but there's not really much you can do when you have as much high detail as there is in certain areas here. I did also tell you some very nice intersections on today, very intricate, well laid out, well chosen as well, and no issues at all with elevations of the ramps or pillars in the road. Very happy with all of it. Excellent work. I've got to say, excellent work. Now, I did plan on actually taking a different route, not this route, but we're going this way now, so we may as well continue going down this way. We're heading towards some mountains on the right there. I think we're probably heading towards edge of map now. Let me have a quick look over the horizon. Yeah, edge of map. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turn around. I'm going to follow the rail, and the rail is pretty fine. It's a pretty flat map, and again we've got some interesting workable rail routes. There's nothing that's going to make your hair stand on end or anything like that with this particular map. It's well thought out, well designed. My big complaints are coming up, and they're not huge complaints. They're not. It's just experience complaints, I feel. Once you've built 2 or 3 maps, These are the sort of things that will iron themselves out. As it is, it's an exceptional map anyway. And I regret that I've waited this long to review it. I didn't know it was going to be quite this good. Anyways, we are now at the start square, so if we pull back, we'll have an intermission.
Do your bridges look like the game's AI has gone on holiday? Would you like vanilla bridges to be proud of? Then you need the beginner's guide to perfect bridges by BonBonB. Click the information button below.
And so back to Spirit of Scandinavia by Mr. C. Shipping routes. Now, they start off really well, and then we've got a minor grumble, just a minor one. We can let it go on a map like this, but I've still got to point it out, because otherwise it's just unfair on every other creator that gets it, well, made a big fuss out of, you know. Got this nice little bit of a jinky jank at the top there, but not a huge problem. That's out in the fog. We also have another little junction here, shipping route junction, if there's such a thing, but we don't have a loop back on that one, so anything coming up this way is going to do a hard left and off back. We could have had a little shortcut across there, would have been better. And I was fortunate enough to actually catch a ship doing that little turnaround there, so yes, we got a little bit of footage to show what happens when you have a little tight turning like that. You need to provide a shortcut to avoid the sharp turning, but there we go. Still, it's the one error. Water flow is pretty good, but not where I want it to be. It's good, even where we do have water flow down this little stream here. Actually, at the end of the stream, there's what looks like a dam. The water flows through the dam. Don't worry about that one. But in terms of detailing, I think it needs tidying up. Where is this dam? It's down here somewhere anyway. But yes, the water flow down this route here is okay. It's a bit stronger in the supporting river over the other side. Okay, yes, the whole map as a whole, lots of build space. Look at this. I'm not quite sure why we got forestry here. Wondering if this is those shady bushes that are supposed to be on the map and that I'm missing. Maybe that's what's causing those ones. We'll put it down to that. And we'll put it down to my error. I can't say for sure that it is a map builder's problem. Right, what can we look at first of all? We've got plenty of things we can take a look-see at. Let's come down here, have a little look at some of the detail. The river looks amazing, doesn't it? The river looks stunning, and we've got the mountains in the background as well. The aesthetics on the map from the right angles in the right locations are amazing. Not completely throughout the entire map, but then it has been left bare to build on. Like this little area down here, these little feature areas, give you little feature areas to build in, like your industrial or your residential estates into. Now, the mountains are amazing. We are using a prop snow though. So there's an awful lot of props used to cover this map, cover the mountains in what looks like seagull droppings, doesn't it, a little bit? But no, it does look absolutely freaking amazing and glorious and realistic. Key word realistic there. And I even quite like the water spawn point there with the snow melt going down into the rivers. That looks stunning as well. But yeah, we are using quite a lot of props up in the mountains for detailing. And while that's a good thing, but it also uses up props that you'd use for detailing as well. Some nice detailed areas here as well. But yes, that might explain some of the lag that we're getting from the game engine. Let's pull right back here. Yeah, my big grumble is while there's lovely vistas everywhere, the shape of the map is just a little bit disinteresting. Certainly works for gameplay, but yeah, we've got some boring coasts there and there. And also, we've got a really nice intricate river system. I love the river system. I would like this to have been coming into maybe like a river delta, a more intricate river delta here. Instead, it's just kind of plain and boring, which is fine, that area there. But also, you might notice that the rivers start out wide and end up narrow. And rivers normally go the other way around, start off narrow and end up, unless of course you go into a canal system, in which case it's kind of understandable. But yes, the one thing I would rather have seen is just a little bit more of an intricate like river system on the outflow there. But anyway, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. And I think it will be. I'm fairly confident that it will be. And when I say of the month, of the maps reviewed this month, not of the month of September 2018. Duh. Okay, aesthetically, it's really lovely indeed. There are a few plainish kind of areas, and the whole map, the shape of the map could be more aesthetic. And so I'm going to give it a very high 4 stars. There was just a little bit more of an interesting coastline, and river. The rivers could be more realistic as well, from narrow to wide. Detailing, even though there's a hint of Blue Mantle, I don't think there's much more that they could have done without spoiling the gameplay on this one. I'm going to give it the big fat juicy 5 stars. It's a rare thing to get 5 for detail, especially on a first map, and I think they've earned it. So 5 for detail. Gameplay potential, very playable, very playable. Little bit of frame rate issue, but hey, that might just be me, maybe. I think it could be slightly more interesting to play, like with a more interesting river network, but I'm still going to give it 4 stars for gameplay, which is still a very good score indeed. So there you go, Spirit of Scandinavia by Mr. C. Long overdue review, really should have done it long ago, and it definitely deserves the BonBonB seal of approval. Well done to you, Mr. C. Well done indeed. Wow. Well, that's it. We got to the end of another show. Thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing, and to all of the BonBon buddies over on Patreon for your support. Thank you very much indeed, every last one of you. And there are quite a few on the list now. There's a suggested video on the screen now if you want to go and have a little look at that. And of course, don't forget we have a second channel now where I'll be uploading some new videos to that pretty soon. I'm thinking Civilization 6. Well, Stal, you'll be around for that one, won't you? You'll be around for that one. See you very soon.